Welcome back to Full Discourse. This is the break room. We're just going to talk shit. I got my buddy Eli here. If you don't know him, he's following all things social media at Book of Eli. He also represents the company at Food Beast. Eli, I got one question, man. What is the deal with all the bean and cheese?
Okay. So, I never actually talked about this with anybody. I just been doing this series.
Exclusive.
I don't know how exclusive it is, but yeah, I've been doing this series where I eat bean and cheese burritos. I'm on day 99 as of today.
Well, what's the whole the whole tagline? It's like every bean and cheese in the world.
Every bean and
sick idea, by the way.
I'm on a plan to eat every bean and cheese burrito on the planet.
On the fucking planet.
Every last one.
Wait, did you custom make that shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't even know if I want to launch it yet.
Can I get one? Can you get one?
Yeah, of course.
People already think I'm you and I eat bean and cheese, so.
Do you actually eat bean and cheese?
No. The only time I've ever eaten bean and cheese is with you.
So I didn't like bean and cheese before this series. I used to have them as a kid every now and then, or it'd be in the cafeteria, school. They had like a bomb bean and cheese, but it wasn't my order.
Yeah.
And, as you get money and as you get like the ability to eat, money ain't no option now when it comes to food. It's literally my job. The way you said that. It's like the thing that we do. It's what me and my wife do. We like to, if we can travel, awesome. But the way we have fun is we go out and we eat together.
I mean, I relate to that.
We eat together.
I love eating, going out to eat. I love cooking and eating in, but I also love going for and eating with you and your wife. You guys are fucking awesome.
She's a bigger eater and food beast than I am.
Shout out Jazz.
So shout out Jazz. So when we're going out, we eat everywhere. We eat fine dining. We eat In-N-Out Burger. And when we go to Mexican restaurants, I just see her ordering bean and cheese. And I'm confused. I know that it's sentimental to some people.
Yeah.
But it's so simple. And frankly, I was like making fun of her. Like, it's kind of stupid. Like, why? Like, where's the protein? Why would you eat bean and cheese? So we're at this place called Taco Stand. They have one near us.
Name.
And there's a chain. It started in San Diego. Really good Mexican food. Everything's kind of from scratch there. And I always order a big ass burrito, California style, French fries, everything in it. And Jazz is always ordering a bean and cheese from this plot. And I'm like, let's hand over this bean and cheese. So I start filming
What's the fucking deal with this bean and cheese?
Why you keep ordering it here? Everything is fire. They have like 7 different fresh salsas you could pick from. This place is always packed. They always put them in a college town. It's always lying out the door.
Yeah.
So I'm eating this bean and cheese. I pull it up and I just start filming. I don't expect to film. It's dark. It's antithesis to everything I do when I'm like filming a food video. I want perfect lighting. I want all this shit. And so I just start filming. I think our friend Capri Sun Poppy's there. You just hear him off in the distance. And I take this burrito, half of it, and I just dunk it right in the salsa. Put it up at the camera. I eat it, and I'm fucking.
What kind of salsa? I don't know. I think it's these details that I want to know.
I think it was a salsa. It was a dark black, charry, delicious salsa that they have with
Sounds amazing.
I think there was like pieces of onion floating around, and I just dunked it in there. Again, the burrito is just tortilla, cheese, and beans.
Okay.
But I dunk it in there. I am not looking to be impressed. I take a bite, and I'm mesmerized. I'm like, holy cow. I could taste just the tortilla that's fresh there. The cheese was fried on the inside of the tortilla. It was a glue that kept it all together. And the beans were nice and runny and lush. And I look at Jazz, and I'm like, oh, shit. This is what you've been eating this whole damn time?
This is it?
It's such a good... I realized in that moment, the bean and cheese burrito was a perfect litmus test for the quality of the restaurant. Like, you can go spend all the fucking money in the world and get the best chicken and the best beef and stew it for hours. All that stuff is valuable. But if you can get a bean and cheese burrito right, then they're taking their time on it. Because a bad bean and cheese burrito is just bad. It means use a shit-ass tortilla, canned beans, and whatever cheese you could find, and you just wrapped it. And if it tastes bad, you're like, oh, they must not. If they're taking care of a bean and cheese burrito, that fucking simple of a thing, all the ingredients are forward and good, because you can't hide in a bean and cheese burrito.
No.
The tortilla is not hidden. It's got to be good. The beans got to be good. And the cheese has got to be quality. When those things come together, I was like, everything else on this menu is going to be fire. And in that moment, I put up a video about it. I just said day one eating bean and cheese burritos, not thinking anyone would. And people were fucking rabid. People were like, I eat bean and cheese burritos all the time. Where's the next good one? And I turned to Jazz, was like, people are really like resonating with the bean and cheese burrito. Why? She's like, bean and cheese burrito is awesome. And I was like, this is so stupid. We post about the craziest shit on Food Beast, and it was the simple bean and cheese burrito that people wanted to know more about. They were asking, and this was the first time I felt, oh shit, there's a little community here. These aren't just randoms on the internet. If I post it again and people like it, there's a community of people that also like bean and cheese burritos.
There's so many things that I want to take away from what you just said. That rant, epic rant, by the way, amazing.
Iconic, I like to say.
I know, I hate using that word. Sorry, I'll never say epic again. So you're 100% right. Like being able to judge using a bean and cheese as a litmus test for quality at a Mexican restaurant is so smart because it's so simple. If you fuck up something so simple, then there's no way anything's going to be good there.
I mean, it's good for like a gringo white guy. You know what I mean? Like I can't tell you why a restaurant is good. I mean, I could tell you. I could tell you if I have a good time.
Yeah,
I can tell you if I have a good time.
Remember that time we went to that Mexican spot in downtown LA, and there was a $20 burrito, and then we ate it, and we're like, why is this $20?
Yes, everyone hated that. Everyone hated that we said that.
Yeah,
and we should like show that video. But I was like, listen, motherfuckers, like we're having a good time here.
We had a good time.
And they're like, I've eaten Mexican food my whole life. Born in Southern California, like we have some of the best Mexican food around. Yeah. Like it's awesome. But I wanted a different litmus test because I don't want to talk about like the pricing of things. Yeah. I didn't want to talk because the pricing, we're eating bean and cheese burritos. The price almost doesn't matter right now.
Yeah.
Like that's the least of my concern. I also didn't want to rate anything.
Right.
Rating, I just didn't want to do it.
You know what I don't like about rating food and people who rate food? By the way, I'm friends with a bunch of guys that do food reviews and give ratings. Yeah. It's like, where does this rating come from?
They're making it up, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you actually rate something like a point, let's say you're rating on a scale of 1 to 10, then 10, there should be 10 points that you're using to rate instead of just like guessing, this is a 7.
They could do whatever they want. I just didn't want to do it.
I'm just saying.
No, and
I think it's smart that you're not doing that.
So here's the thing. People are asking, do I have a list? I actually rate them. I just don't put it in the video.
You're trying to get to 100.
I'm trying to get to 100. I don't know why I want to get to 100. I just think it was a nice whole number. I was like, that's a good number to like, I ate enough bean and cheese that I could say something about it that could hopefully be meaningful.
Do you think you can make like a compilation once you get to 100? You could be like top 5 best bean and cheese that comes with the green salsa.
I think there's a lot of different things we can do with how much bean and cheese we're eating. We're not stopping at 100.
Of course not. That'd be stupid.
I think what I learned though is the litmus test that we applied with bean and cheese burritos. I ended up using, I was like, what else are people interested in that's underrepresented that all of these food pages and us included at Food Beast, like we're always on like the wild ends of the spectrum. Like it has to be something that's like the cheesiest,
crazy,
or the biggest, or all of that.
Or
and that's not what's making people care about these bean and cheese burritos.
Right.
They care about, it could be small. The best bean and cheese burritos that I've found on the list are actually on the smaller end. They're little petite guys.
Do you remember when we went to that place at the Grove? They had little bean and cheese burritos. Do you remember that? With Bobby and Andrew.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like little tiny ones.
Yeah. The best ones on my list so far are smaller. Mm-hmm. Like there's very seldom where bigger is better. I'm saying petite. Petite king.
But like
petite boys. Forget about it.
Careful.
Josh is a petite king right here.
I'm a little guy, okay? So I've eaten bean and cheese with you before. There's like, again, there are nuance to bean and cheese. It's not just a tortilla. Like, it's not just any tortilla with any refried bean with any type of cheese. That's why when I make a bean and cheese, by the way, we're eating bean and cheese lasagna after this. Yes. It's like I actually had to ask you, like, what kind of cheese do they use? What kind of beans? Are the beans mixed with anything? Is there chicken stock? What about salsas? Is it a red salsa? Is it a green salsa? Is it some sort of salsa that I've never seen before? Right. And there are nuances with that. Some places use cheddar cheese, some places use Oaxaca cheese, some use Monterey Jack, some use mozzarella. Like
I had one that did cotija. They like sprinkled it. It was like fine powder. It was almost like they were making a pizza.
I'm just saying, in my bean and cheese lasagna, there's 3 different cheeses.
I love that.
And if you know anything about me, any one recipe that has 3 of one ingredient is an instant banger.
Is that like your data? It's going to be a good banger.
The thing I say, right? Instant banger. Okay. I mean, I hope so.
It's going to be good.
In my head, this bean and cheese lasagna is going to blow you away.
I can't wait.
I also made a fresh tomatillo salsa.
Oh yeah.
And it's fucking good.
Oh yeah. The pizza you made me, the bean and cheese burrito pizza was very, very good.
So, you know, I like making food adjacent things. That's why I wanted to make you a bean and cheese lasagna, but I digress. Bean and cheese. What is your favorite quintessential bean and cheese burrito? Not the best you've had, but what are elements of a bean and cheese makes it your favorite?
Okay, so some of the stuff I've been looking for, and I'd never eaten or thought about bean and cheese burritos at any sort of depth before that first one at Taco Stand with my wife.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what to look for. I was like, what is like, as I've eaten 99, I've started realizing the things that I look for. Again, I don't know if it makes a perfect bean and cheese, but here's what I've been looking for. It needs a good seal. Like a bean and cheese burrito is portable by nature. Otherwise, you would just eat a plate of beans and cheese and rice and all of that.
That'd be weird.
So, but it's a big deal. Like, and other people seal burritos in a lot of different ways. And what I mean by a seal is when you eat it, if you take a bite out of it, it doesn't pour out the other side. It doesn't come out the ass and just spill everywhere. Or
quite literally.
That's why in a lot of my videos, I'm actually starting, if you see like a couple videos in, I start squeezing the burritos. Everyone thinks like, this dude's just being an ass. Yes, I'm an ass, but also I'm squeezing it to test the integrity of the burrito. I'm trying to see if a motherfucker is squeezing something, will the tortilla rip?
I've never thought about that.
I'm doing it, and
I thought you were being just an ass.
No, I'm not a fucking dork, dude.
You're pretty dorky. I'm just
Listen,
saying.
I'm not like eating fucking burritos in my car like a fucking loser.
Yeah, some fucking loser.
So I'm squeezing the burrito for a couple different reasons. One, I'm testing the integrity, the structural integrity of this burrito.
The back end.
Yeah, you gotta squeeze it. Once I get down to the base, I start squeezing ass. And then if it's still holding, that's a good burrito. It's a good tortilla, right? The tortilla has a little gelatinous, like, those are the best tortillas where
they're like almost see-through.
Yes, translucent ones. Ooh, baby. I'm also squeezing it because like you want to see what's inside.
Right.
If I just eat the whole thing down to the base and I don't show you anything, like you don't know what the beans look. I want you to see the beans in the screen. I want you to see his cheese.
Do you like a wet bean? Do you like a dry bean?
I don't love a dry bean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like some places it's usually
like
chalky. Yeah, no. Like that's how like a lot of canned beans can be. There's not a lot of moisture in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really love a dry bean like that. So I squeeze to test the integrity. Also, when you want to see inside, some people do a great job of frying cheese on the inside of the tortilla. So it's like a perfectly round, you know how this works. Like there's cheese all the way around the circumference. Yeah. That's pretty fun.
And it's a little bit kind of like crunchy. There's some texture to it.
Yeah. The first one I ever had at Taco Stand was fried. What they do is I think I don't see them make it, but they throw cheese onto the griddle and then they throw the tortilla on top.
Yeah. Then they take it off. They build it like that.
Yeah. So
do they add more cheese?
I'm not sure. And this is part of what I want to do later is I want to go back with friends to the best spots, like the best 5 or 10, and shoot a more beautiful video where we learn how they made how dope these ones are.
Yeah.
Right. We don't need to go. My goal isn't to like say this is the worst bean and cheese burrito. Like I'm just not even going to talk about those.
Yeah.
I have a list where I've ranked every last one. So what I do is after I eat them, I actually take like scrupulous notes. Scrupulous notes.
Excellent word.
I have like a giant spreadsheet. We're going to launch the list later. So I am taking notes. I am leaving a rating out of 10 actually on these things.
Is this a rating that you're just making up or is there like actual criteria?
No, there's a lot of criteria that goes into it. Again, part of them is the squeezability, the structural integrity, the quality of the bean, the cheese.
This is what I like.
Price.
This is what I like.
I am looking at these things. I just think it's fucking corny and boring sometimes to like put those in the video. The videos are trying to achieve something different. I'm just trying to make you think about bean and cheese. I just want you to feel a little bit of emotion around something that was nostalgic. Like my wife was eating bean and cheese and she didn't really know why. She's just like, it's nostalgic to me. It's this, it's that, and the third. So the video should just do that. It should tell you where to go. I've left some off the list that are just so god awful that like I don't want to talk shit about them and you just don't need to know about them.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I just want hopefully just have fun looking at the video. And I've been a big movie buff. Like I went to school I wanted to make movies. And so I'm making a bunch of little movies around bean and cheese burritos. And so I just wanted, that's why like I'm using like Interstellar. I'm using Hans Zimmer soundtracks in here because I just want to invoke something out of a bean and cheese. I didn't want to do that at first. I was just like, listen, if I'm going to do 100 of these, it's got to be fun. It's got to be fun for me.
Yeah.
You know? And now it felt like a journey. And so after the bean and cheese thing, as it started going, I was like, man, I can't eat bean and cheese burritos every fucking day. Like I need some other sustenance. I need like this to be a game for me. So peanut butter jelly. I love a peanut butter jelly. I love it when other people make it for me, bro. That's luxury. I know I can make a peanut butter jelly at home. Fuck off. Like, make it for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'll pay you to make a peanut butter jelly for me.
And there's like, slight differences in different peanut butter and jellies depending on where you go. There are a lot of places that sell peanut butter and jelly.
There's not, which makes it so much fun to hunt for.
Right.
That's what what makes it fun to go find these things.
Right.
So now every restaurant menu is like this fucking part of a map on a video game that I haven't unlocked.
Do they have that?
Yeah.
And you do it also for club sandwiches.
Club sandwiches. We've done a couple club sandwiches together.
Yes,
club sandwiches are actually more sentimental and meaningful to me because growing up, that was my transition from being like a little bitch kid and eating off the kids menu to like, ooh, I see my dad ordering a club sandwich. That's a grown man shit.
I'm done with chicken fingers that are shaped like dinosaurs. We're going to go to a club sandwich.
Exactly. No, seriously.
And club sandwiches also, first of all, what I like about club sandwiches, they're always made different everywhere you go. Remember that time we went to eat club sandwiches and we ended up at different restaurants, but we still ordered club sandwiches.
What a stupid story. Like, Josh, let's eat a club sandwich.
Meet you at this restaurant.
Yeah, I'll meet you at this restaurant. What we didn't know was this restaurant had 2 locations across town. And it was like, I had to get home before traffic because I had a bedtime. And Josh is like, hey, okay, so Josh ordered 2 club sandwiches and I ordered 2 club sandwiches because we're just nice.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, let's get it for the other guy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, where are you, man? How far away? I was like, I just ordered. Where are you? And so we're like, fuck it, man. We're still going to review this video or we're still going to review this sandwich.
We shot the video. We
shot it separately in our cars or whatever.
Very funny.
And then we stitched them together. So it was a lot of fun.
But like, I like a club sandwich because, some have bacon, some have ham, some have turkey, some have chicken.
Then I learned there's a chicken club and there's a turkey club.
Yeah, they're different things.
I grew up on a turkey club.
I grew up on a chicken club.
See, that's wild. And I like both now.
They're delicious.
It's weird because they're a different sandwich.
Well, because a chicken club is actual chicken breast and a turkey club is like deli turkey.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think a deli turkey has deli ham and a chicken club has bacon.
So a chicken club has bacon, but a proper turkey or ham. I've had a club sandwich with turkey and ham on it before. Yeah. Cheese is a little weird, but a cheese is normal apparently on a chicken club.
I didn't think so. I thought it was normal on a turkey club.
I had a couple spots recently with chicken. Anyways, what I love about it is, for me, it was that transition from ordering off the kids menu to ordering off the adult menu.
Right.
It was the first couple things I ordered.
Again,
it's
nostalgia, right?
It's a safe thing to order off an adult menu. And the places that a club sandwich is available are also very nostalgic and homey and comfortable and safe, right? They're diners. They're at casinos, right? It's this through line of like places that were safe for casinos, super safe. Thanks, parents. So it became this hunt of like, again, how different can they be at these other places? Is it a good litmus test for the quality of a place? Like, what bread do they use?
Yeah.
Is it good? Do they get it from a baker? Or they just fucking pull it off the shelf at Cisco or some shit? I don't know. Are they using fresh deli meats? Or are they just like taken out of a plastic package?
What about the vegetables?
What
you
about
know?
the vegetables?
Usually it has lettuce and tomato, right?
Yeah, lettuce, tomato.
Yeah.
Bacon. Is the bacon crispy? Is it good quality bacon? Is the do they care how they cut their lettuce, or do they just or is their tomato like super thick? Like, yeah, the chefs in the kitchen must be like not that good if they're just giving you you know what I mean?
Like a big wedge of lettuce.
Yeah. And then like what side comes with it? Like French fries growing up. It was
What kind of
club
French fries?
What's French fries? A wedge? Is it crinkle cut? Is it McDonald's looking? So everyone can relate to this thing. It's just a sandwich.
Yeah.
And so it was so fun. The first one I ended up doing, I wanted to make sure when I started the club sandwich series, I wanted to go to Vegas to do it.
I was with you.
That wasn't the first one.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I was with my family, and I just got it from New York.
Right.
Just a casino there, and I was like, if New York has a good club sandwich, not even like the top hotel on the strip.
Yeah.
Very much. It used to be cool, and I went there, and they have a deli in there, and I got it. I was like, this is incredible, and everyone in the comments was like, got it. This is what we can connect on. It's just the simple stuff.
Yeah.
I'll keep showing you Food Beast. We'll keep showing you this wild shit, but we can like talk shop over when there's something simple in food, you could talk shop over it.
Simple and relatable.
If it's a 3-foot glizzy, if it's a 3-foot hot dog, we're talking about the hot dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can't have a conversation over a 3-foot dog. We're throating it back to back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Meeting in the middle.
Yeah.
Smooching.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
But on a club sandwich or a peanut butter and jelly, we're gonna eat the peanut butter and jelly, but like we're not gonna fucking dissect this shit to the dome. Like we're gonna talk. We're gonna see
peanut butter and jelly.
Boom.
What kind of jelly though?
What kind of jelly? What kind of peanut butter?
What's the bread? Is
Yeah.
it chunky peanut butter?
Gotta be white bread.
What if it's like a cinnamon roll bread?
Ooh,
That'd be delicious.
Yeah.
What if it was a French toasted bread?
bagel. I've been eating a lot of bagel peanut butter
Or
jelly.
a croissant, perhaps? I want to make these
God.
now. I'm so fucking hungry.
See what I'm saying? So that's what we can talk over something simple because we just broke the barrier. We don't need to be foodies to talk about this.
No.
Man, it's just a peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
It's just a bean and cheese.
Anyone can relate to that. A bean and cheese, a peanut butter and jelly, a club sandwich. You started doing it with chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Another great one.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I would never. Here's the thing. Also, Food Beast would have never covered just a chocolate chip cookie in the past. But if we can have a conversation over it and we can like go on the hunt together, I hope people try to go to these spots. But the best part about this is when people tell me where to eat. Like, I want to hear where you grew up on.
Do you have a list of that too?
Yeah. So I have, for every item that we're perusing right now, I have a list of the places that we've been and have reviewed. I also have a like beautiful list of places that everyone in the comments, I read every comment and I jot them into a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And I want to go down the line with them. And I thank you if I've gone to the spot that I've gone to. So they're all fun and they all have a different soundtrack. I love the music part about all this.
Do you use the same song per series? Yeah.
So I have the same universe of song for every series. So like on Cookies right now, I don't know, it just made me think of Home Alone. Like it just made me think of Home Alone. So I have Home Alone songs. It's like, doesn't matter if it's not Christmas or not. Like fucking Kevin McAllister was eating chocolate chip cookies. He's eating pizza, you know, when he goes to New York. He eats pizza in New York. He also eats pizza in, you know, Chicago, where he grew up.
It was the same scene, really. He's just picking out on shit, right? Like one was room service, one was just like no one's around.
Yeah.
Remember that mac and cheese in the first one? The microwave mac and cheese?
The microwave mac and cheese looked so
It was so good.
It looked amazing. Like this dude knows how to fucking fire up a microwave. It's
dude,
awesome.
I'm down with the little Michelinas. Let's go.
And he went through that journey of going to the store to get it, and like he had to pretend that his parents were just around the corner.
Yeah.
Beautiful movie, beautiful cinema.
So different soundtracks per series. What do you do for the club sandwich?
So the club sandwich, I'm still trying to dial in what emotion it's trying to invoke. So the first couple ones, for some reason, I just started thinking of House of Cards around like establishment, like a club sandwich has this like structure that has 3 pieces of bread in my head and has turkey in between. So I don't know. I just started thinking like, I want something like regal about it.
Dude, this is so fascinating to me because I've never heard you break down your videos. It's so intentional, which is so cool to me.
It's so nerdy, but it's like, dude, it's got to be fun. Again, I'm trying to think about it.
Nerd
in
out
a way,
on that
like,
shit. Come on.
No, I like it, but I just find it. Why would you do this if you weren't doing it? Again, we did another podcast. I don't know the order this is going to come out in, but we talked about how like TikTok and Instagram, these like places they're just machines that you're feeding content into. So if you're just going to just do the bare minimum to get some likes, like your likes are going to fluctuate.
Yeah.
I don't care about those. I genuinely don't. I care about every time there's like comments, because those comments are real people that felt enough. Whether they fucking talk about how big my nose is or that I fucking shit my pants every day, those people cared enough to comment. So I will talk back to every last one of them. That's what I care about.
But also, you enjoy making the content. Like,
and I love the process.
You know,
we're eating. Like, why? If you don't enjoy that part, like, do something else.
I heard this quote not long ago where it was like, fail doing what you love versus succeeding doing what you hate.
Yeah.
You love doing this. You're not going to do something just to like think you succeed and you hate it.
Yeah.
It's better to fail doing what you love, which is such a good fucking ethos.
Yeah.
Right.
It's wild. So going to the bean and cheese, you bring that up, and that makes me think of this. So on the bean and cheese series, I picked one of my favorite film director is Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
My favorite movies,
Interstellar.
Yeah.
Dark Knight.
Exactly.
Trilogy. Shutter Island. Inception.
Killer.
Yeah.
Killer director. Memento. Killer director.
Was one of the first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy Pearce. Shout out.
So, I love all the soundtracks in these movies, and
it's a big deal. They're like very, very much part of it.
Yeah.
Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Fucking legendary composer.
So I my first thought on the bean and cheese burrito series, I was like, maybe I do Inception, one of my favorite movies. But it didn't feel right. Like, I like the Inception soundtrack, but it didn't feel like it was on this burrito thing. I'm on a chase. I don't know what my end is. I just know that I'm going to try to eat as many as possible. And it's on the planet. So I was like, okay, interstellar, space. This guy's chasing things and he doesn't know to what end. So we use the song The Cornfield Chase, which is like this scene where he's just running and it's just emotional. And I'm like, how fucking silly would it be if like we're doing this for a bean and cheese burrito? In the movie, he's like, it's like end of the world. It's existential. He's going to space. He's dealing with his daughter and wanting to spend time with her. And then realizing it's too late and he's looking back at it. And I'm like, yeah, bean and cheese burritos, the same exact fucking thing. So I just started playing it. And then, you know, I didn't know why I was using this outside of that. Every so often, if I had a bean and cheese burrito I didn't really love, I would change the soundtrack. I wouldn't leave it in the review. I would just change it. I would use a different Interstellar song like Dust. It's called Dust. Okay. And I probably didn't like that bean and cheese burrito as much as something else. Okay. So you can look, and there's more nuggets that I left in these videos that I hoped one day someone could piece together the way like a film buff.
I mean, it's like little Easter eggs. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
And so as I was going, I got to like burrito, I don't know, 85 or 90. And my dad got sick. And I was like, fuck, man. Fuck. One, it sucks that my dad is sick.
Yeah.
And then he checks it. We check him into a hospital and he's working on stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore, dude. Yeah. Like this, like all I want to do is like make sure that my dad is okay.
Yeah.
And
like, fuck a bean and cheese.
Fuck all of it. Yeah. You know? And like specifically fuck bean and cheese. I was like, dude, my dad doesn't like bean and cheese. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I felt stupid in my car eating bean and cheese burritos, putting on a happy face. And I don't talk a lot in these videos because for a lot of reasons, but I felt stupid. So I just stopped filming them for a while. And I went and researched, and I spent a lot of time in a hospital as well. And I started researching. I was like
being there for your dad.
Yeah, being there for my dad. Yeah, not for myself. Yeah. Spent some time in the hospital, being there with my dad, just making sure things are good. Not really knowing what laid ahead. I had no idea. And you know, as you grow older and you deal with adulthood, it's been in my mind. Like, I work really hard. Spending time with your loved ones and skipping like things that are important to you becomes this like constant push-pull in adulthood, not just for everybody, right? You're like, damn, like, how many weekends do you have left with the people that you love? Yeah. You know, did I film too many videos this week when I could have spent time with my wife or this person or that person? So anyways, I was like, I use this fucking I have a lot of time now in a hospital to think. So I start learning why Christopher Nolan did Interstellar. He was he wasn't even the original option to direct Interstellar.
Wow.
Christopher Nolan went through a similar artistic dilemma. When this dude makes his films, he gives it his all. Gave it everything, my bean and cheese burritos. But Christopher Nolan spends, 3-4 years sometimes building a film. And in that process, he starts having this, and he's a successful filmmaker, he starts having this push-pull with himself as well around like, damn, when I go on a set, I'm away from my family. He has like, I don't know how many kids he has. I'm away from my family, away from my wife for 4 years. Like, what am I doing? And in Interstellar, it's a story about a guy who's dealing with this like distance with his daughter. And in this, Christopher Nolan also has a daughter. And in Christopher Nolan's films, he brings his whole family to set. They work with him so they don't have to be apart during this time.
He builds it in so that he doesn't miss them.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how he does, but like maybe he puts them to work. Like they're all part of the process. His wife is his partner. So not only is Interstellar the story, the actual movie around this, like, you have a task. The main character has a task he has to complete at all costs. Yet, the more he tries to complete this task, the further away he gets from the people that he cares about. So he has to do this thing, but he would like to spend time with his daughter. And now he's looking backwards at this shit. Like, I spent too much. So like time is a fucking mess
the whole
for
movie
him.
is about time, right?
Yeah. The whole movie's about time.
Yeah.
But Christopher Nolan's also going through that as a director, and all he cares about his family, but he believes his life's work is to just tell cool stories.
Yeah.
Do cool movies. And the more he does these cool movies, the bigger and badder they get, the further away he gets from spending time with his family. 4 years away.
Yeah.
5 years. These movies take 20 years to conceptualize. And so I was like, holy fuck, man. These bean and cheese burritos are important.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You didn't even realize it until
I had no idea.
So it's a full circle moment right there, which is so cool.
And I was sitting there and I was like, how can anyone else relate to this? This is so stupid. I want to make sure my dad's good, but I also want to make bean and cheese burrito videos. And I looked back and I was like, how do I do this? Can anyone else relate? And then I realized everyone can relate to it. This just happens to be my job.
Yeah.
I get to film eating food and then posting about it later.
Yeah.
Right. I just happen to have my face in it. So you kind of see everything. You see, like, damn, people will know, like, hey, damn, Eli looked sad, or I wonder why this song was the way it is. And it's like, maybe I was having a bad day that day. But that is my work. I have to go to work.
We were talking about that before. Like, if you work a regular job where you're not necessarily like a public face, and you work a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, and some shit happens in the off hours or on the off days, you still got to go back to work and deal with that.
You still have just as much obligation, and people go through that.
Yeah.
Let's say you're going through a divorce, or you hurt your leg, or you get a diagnosis of something, whatever. Like, you go to work the next day, you put on your game face. It doesn't mean you're not struggling.
Yeah.
And so everyone, I felt like, damn, that's what I'm going through right now. I've been fortunate enough, like, not a lot of hardship that I've had to deal with. And so, like, hearing this, I'm like, damn, I can now see, like, people go through family issues, like, work at home, like taking care of your kids, and then you go to work. Like, that is hard. You literally are like putting away what was challenging and putting on a game face for your boss or your client, because you need to make that money so you could go home and try to help whatever it is that was back home that needs that support, right? Like, you stop working, you stop making money, you can't support friends, family, or yourself and take care of yourself. And it's this weird cycle of like, you got to thug it out, right? But like, by thugging it out, you could hurt yourself. Be careful.
For sure. It's so cool that like you came to this realization from a bean and cheese burrito.
Yeah. And so
indirectly too, like, you didn't plan that, right?
It was no. I wish I could say that I wrote all of this.
You're
and
like,
that's
yep,
exactly how I
all
wanted
intentional.
to.
I'm a genius.
But I think what made it so now like fun and purposeful is like, holy shit, like, I was just trying to do something that I liked, but I didn't know what the end was. I just wanted to chasing stuff. I'm chasing a high of people watching it. Chasing this idea that like the better this series does, the better our Food Beast does, the more people like trust in what I'm showing them, so I can create other things, right? I can do a series around peanut butter and jelly, and you trust that I'm going to take you on this journey. I'll pick the right soundtrack, all this shit. But ultimately, I still hit a crossroads where like, fuck, what an asshole I am that I am going to a place and eating a bean and cheese burrito and filming it in my car for likes and comments while someone you love is in the hospital. Or on the same airwaves, there's a war on the other side of the world where people are dying, starving, and dealing with these things while I'm eating a bean and cheese burrito. And I think other content creators go through this all the time because news goes like this, life goes like this, and the world goes like this. Oh shit, I can't post my fit of the day because someone died on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
That is an absolutely fair thing to cross your mind and try to work out.
For sure.
Because like what can you do? You know, my microcosm was this singular thing happening in my life, but everyone has these things that are unfolding all the time. As a content creator, like you can't really hide behind, like you don't put something out, like people ask.
Yeah.
People ask, they're like, yo, you good? It was cool. I didn't say anything. I don't want to talk about this publicly, but like, you're like, you good? Like, what's going on? When's the next one coming? Like, hey, it's unlike you to have this sort of absence. Like, are you okay? Anything we can do? Anything? And like, there's nothing really to say. You hit this point in life where like, doesn't matter how successful you are, whatever, money can't fix the things that you got. Like, I was like, money can't fix this health problem. Money can't fix this, can't fix that, can't fix your marriage. None of that shit.
Yeah.
You work your ass off to like achieve this thing. And that's what I was like, damn, okay. Like I just have a different medium. Like mine just happens to be food. Right. And I was like, oh, I get to be the filmmaker that I wanted to be. It's not in like 90-minute featurettes. It just happens to be in bite-sized pieces that like hopefully make someone happy, you know?
Right.
And like the first time I started noticing this, I think it was around like Burritos 80 through 90.
By the way, just to stop you, I just love how you track your life based on what number burrito like you're eating at that point.
It's been a
like
year.
It was around the bean and cheese 85 that I realized.
There's a video where, I don't know, I was flipping this burrito and I filmed it by accident in slow motion. So like I filmed it at like 90 FPS on the iPhone or 120.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, man, you idiot. Like I can't use this footage now. I was like, just slow it down. I was like, okay. So it's like this slow motion shot of a burrito flipping through the air in the fucking front seat of my car. There's splatters of salsa around and it has this Inception soundtrack in the background about time. Like the movie's about time. And this is, you know, the comments, a couple of them on TikTok were just like, I don't know why I'm crying. And I'm like, I'm tearing up listening to them or hearing them.
It's
I'm like,
emotion, man.
And
There's
I was like,
so
what
much
the
emotion.
fuck is going on? I was like, this is so stupid. And and so anyways, I stopped. I picked it back up recently, but I wanted to do it with some grace. So I think the kind of full circle like message I gave to myself that maybe someone was like, you can thug it out. It's okay to find solace in things that like keep you going, as long as you're also respectful of the things that need your attention and support. So yeah, man, it's been really cool to find some sort of connectivity on something as simple as bean and cheese burrito. So it's still a good litmus test for a restaurant, but it's also like a litmus test for life.
Damn.
Bean and cheese fucking burritos.
Drop that burrito. Bro, that is you just blew my mind. I love that you have that realization, and I love that you can express that. Didn't you eat a bean and cheese at the hospital? Wasn't there a hospital one?
So while I'm in the room, I see a bean and cheese burrito. This is where my fucking conscious was just eating me alive.
Yeah.
Because like here you are, like this is life or death. Like these it's not in for the common flu. Like we're dealing with some shit where like I don't know what the next day unfolds. We're staying up all night, and I see a bean and cheese burrito on the menu. the hospital room service. And dude, hospital room service is wild when you're in like ICU level shit where like really intensive care of things, they rank food based on its edibility. So, right, like if you can't eat anything, this is what's crazy. My dad couldn't eat for weeks, like physical food, nothing. So and that happened a little earlier. And so I was like, I'm not going to eat. Like, this is fun. I just did fast. It's like, I'm not eating. He's not eating. I'm not eating. And I was like, this is really bad for business. I'm not eating in videos. But yeah, I saw bean and cheese burrito on the menu and I did not order it yet.
Oh, okay.
I did not order it yet. I was like, I'm going to eat when he eats. And so my dad can eat right now. So thank God. Like we're going in a good direction. But
on the up.
Yeah, I was like, but it happened so fast that he like was able to transition out of that room that like, I was like, I'll eat when he can eat. It was like, he could eat. And then we got out of that room.
So it's over.
And I was like, yeah, we'll find out one day.
You're not like you're not like gonna go back to the hospital. Like,
I did order a chocolate chip cookie from the hospital. I was like, okay, it was on a good day. So I ordered a chocolate chip cookie and milk.
Speaking of that, have you tried the Costco chocolate chip cookies?
No, we got to do it. You want to do it after?
I've had it.
You had it? Is it good?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
They're huge. They're like this big.
Of course it's big.
Because it's like $4 cookie.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Hell yeah. That's a share worthy.
I think you should come up with a freaking life metaphor with all your series. Like you have the bean and cheese one, clearly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Come up with a club sandwich one.
Yeah.
Come up with a peanut butter and jelly one.
They might mean the same thing. Like they might like.
I don't know, because the interstellar thing is a big part of that bean and cheese burrito euphemism.
What I liked about, so I did, I just wanted to do this. So I did a raw meat series. And it started as like a Lebanese kibbeh nagi, which is kibbeh is usually like either a lamb or a beef dish, but it's like fried meat. It's fried meat. Kibbeh is generally like fried, usually like in balls of dough.
Yeah.
In balls of meat. And so it's like a fried ball of ground beef or lamb. And I was like, this is good. They have a dish in Lebanon called kibbeh nagi, which is just raw lamb or raw beef.
Yeah.
And so I started that and I was like, I wonder if people give a shit about this.
Yeah. And
they did, but they gave a shit about it in a way that was like culturally like friction. Like, yo, you're going to die, bro. Raw meat.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a cool lens into different cultures because immediately there was like a culture war in the comments around raw beef.
Right.
And they're like, nah, fools, like you can eat raw beef. You're just a bitch. Like,
well, I mean, like you can't eat ground beef
quality,
from Ralph's.
You can eat raw quality meat.
Yeah.
But
good quality raw meat.
Good quality meat.
Yeah.
But like different cultures have different versions of raw food.
100%.
And I thought this was a beautiful way. Like all of a sudden I'm like, yo, you got to go try like Korean raw marinated crabs.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck yeah, let's go do that. And like,
but tartars, you know, like in the French cuisine, there's like
there's an Ethiopian dish I want to go try that everyone keeps telling me about.
All that stuff.
So I was like, this is cool. Like, let's go explore that.
That's a good one.
And so yeah, I think the music on that one will just be the music from different cultures, but like the really like egregious versions of it. Yeah. Like I picked the most like
cartoon versions.
Yeah, the most stereotypical Lebanese Arabic song.
Yeah,
like, so yeah,
you're
man,
Lebanese.
it's fun.
We're not laughing at the culture.
I'm laughing. But anyways, so I think I'm really loving these series because they're super simple at their core and hopefully as many people as possible can relate. But by having a really simple framework, I can inject things in it. Yeah. Like I've always wanted to vlog because I have the fortune of being around like a lot of fun friends and cool people. So I incorporate them into the food videos, but like texturally, like when we go for a bean and cheese burrito, it's usually us like drunk after an event.
Yeah.
Right. But we don't have to say any of that.
No.
You feel like, oh, the slice of life for these guys.
Yeah.
Or like you might hear, I do in the club sandwich series, I talk about how absolutely devastatingly hard it is to order at Jersey Mike's. Like it's so stressful to order a sandwich at Jersey Mike's. You go in, there's no format to how you go in. You go in and they're like, they look at you all stressful. Like, what sandwich do you want? I'm like, fuck, I haven't looked at the menu yet.
Make a decision.
Yeah. Like, do you want this? Do you want that? You want a Mike's Way? What's Mike's Way? Do you have your Jersey Shore Club? So anyways, this conversation unfolds with me and my wife at home because she's asked me to order her sandwich at Jersey Mike's I've never done it. Usually she does all the ordering on the app. It's like, fuck the app, dude. I don't need the app. I don't have the app. I'm just going to go into the store and order it. So she texts me what her order is. And then I just decide to do the club sandwich. I fuck up her order. I don't do anything of what she wants because I order my club sandwich my way. Double bacon. I want it to be beautiful for the video. And she like wanted hers. It's like an Italian sub with like sans this. I know she normally doesn't like a ton of mayo. So I was just like, yo, just no mayo. Mike's with all this shit. But like, I'm stressed because I walk in and I'm fine. And then all of a sudden there's like 16 people that walk in the store at the same time, ready to put an order in. And the guy making my sandwich already looking past me. I'm not finished conversing. And my wife before, she like loves like points on cards.
Yeah.
So she's like
rewards.
Yeah. She's like, make sure you do the Jersey Club membership card. Like give them my number. And I was like, I'm not going to give them the fucking number. Dude. Like I'm not like, no, I don't want the free sandwich, 30 sandwiches.
You're like, I'm already being pressured. There's a lineup of 20 people. I'm not fucking giving you the number.
Too much shit
yeah,
to
it's
think
way
about,
too many
dude.
things.
It's
Yeah.
not fucking Subway. It doesn't start at one end and go down the line. It
Yeah.
starts in the middle. And then they fucking,
And they split.
Yeah, dude. And they like are hand cutting the meat. Like, don't hand cut the meat. Cut it before. Cut it before I get there. Fuck.
That's the whole thing there. They freshly cut it for you. Come on.
So I'm already nervous that I've got her sandwich totally wrong, right? I'm nervous about mine. And then I go to the station and I give them my card and I pay for it. And then I'm waiting for them to ask me when I give the fucking number because I know my wife's going to ask when I get home. And then I pay for the thing. And then I was like, hey, so can I give you my Jersey Shore Club card now? And he goes, oh, you had to do it before. I was like, oh, fuck, man. For real? I'm embarrassed now because now I look like the fucking cheapskate at a Jersey Mike's who's
now
like
you're the rookie.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck, if someone recognized me, I'm like wearing a Food Beast hat. Like, oh, this guy's fucking hard up for money. He can't fucking order a Jersey Mike sandwich without the club card. And sure enough, I get home and I unfold both sandwiches. We're eating. I start filming. So this is one of the videos that we do, but I pick up at home.
Okay.
And all it is my wife fucking berating me in the background,
like yelling at you.
Like, how you fucking idiot. Like, it's so fucking, it's a card. You just give them the card, you swipe it. What fucking place do you give the card after you pay? Of course you can't do that. It's not their fault. It's your fault. It's not that complicated. It's a sandwich shop. Are you a bitch? So like, I have to chop some of her stuff out because like some dude.
It's a whole other video.
Yeah,
it's
dude, it's a whole other video. And she means well around it. But at the core of it, I was like, I wonder if anyone's going to relate to this conversation. I was like, I feel like I'm a bitch here. And sure enough, all of the comments are just like, Jersey Shore or Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is really stressful.
Yeah.
It's a great sandwich. It's like worth the stress.
Yeah.
But use the app. But now I realize why my wife used the app. It's so stressful at a Jersey Mike's.
Oh,
bro.
man.
Crazy. Get the blood pressure up. Fuck.
I want a Jersey Mike. Everything we've talked about, I want it. I want a bean and cheese burrito. I want a club sandwich.
It's hard to not like these things, man.
A Jersey Mike's club sandwich is not a traditional club sandwich.
No,
You're not getting
it's
bread
not
in
like
the
on a
middle.
hoagie roll.
Yeah.
It's really tasty, but it's not a club sandwich.
Before we end, because I think we're good here, but like, what are your thoughts on club chicken lettuce under bacon?
I didn't know that that's what it stood for
It doesn't,
until
though.
like
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know if it does. I haven't like done a bunch of research
Where's
on
the
it.
T in there?
For what?
Tomato.
Tomato? Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
not called
yeah,
the
they
clubbed.
I know. I don't
Should
think
be
it's
that.
right. I think that's just some smart asshole online. It was like,
Yeah.
you know what a club stands for? It's like, yeah, I know what fucking acronyms are.
You remember the game Acrophobia?
No.
What?
What's acrophobia?
You guys remember that? Oh, you're too young.
Dust.
It was a game where like it was like a timed game. I'm jumping all over the place. It was a timed game where you'd like it was an internet game back in the day. You'd log into this like server
Yeah.
and they would put up like an acronym
Uh-huh.
and you'd have to like write what you thought the acronym was and everyone would vote on what the best acronym was. I can't believe you
Oh, that's
remember.
pretty fun, actually. That
I
sounds
wonder if
fun.
it still
It's like
exists.
an
Anyway,
AOL game.
I don't,
Canada Online?
It might have been a Canadian thing. I'm not quite sure, but anyways, dude, that was so fucking entertaining.
That was fun.
I really love you coming over here and us doing this round table.
Thanks for letting me spend the night here.
Dude, you're more than welcome. I had this bean and cheese lasagna that we got to prepare and film. So thank you so much for coming by and and doing this little break room conversation, drinking my White Claws, or my Waterloos rather. If you don't follow Eli already on social media, check him out at Book of Eli or at Food Beast, his company where they publish a lot of good food content. Remember to like and subscribe at Full Discord Pod, all things social media and YouTube. Listen to the podcast on all things you get your podcasts on: Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Follow me at the Josh Elkin. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Good times.
What's good times?
Full Discourse is a podcast hosted by me, Josh Elkin, produced by Diane Kang, Melissa D. Montz, and Diamond M Print Productions. Camera operator Jeff Liu, post-production sound by Coco Lawrence, production assistance by Melanie D. Watson, and music by me.